Okay, we've reached the only booth worth looking at. The Takeuchi's. This is what we came for, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be on camera?
Not that close.
Oh. I just did the TL8R2, so I think it's new. Oh, new cab interior. And they've kind of changed some of that up. I think that, the TB220, and the 257, which we'll get to, and the 370 is all their new stuff now. But I think, yeah, this is the first year, so this is the 8,000 pound or almost 9,000 pound machine, and this is the first year, like I said, for the R2, still a radial design. And then these are the 10s. I guess there's just one 10 and then there's 12s. So you got the R2 and the V2. And we got the 290 here. And then this is the new one they said will come out, I think it's into production in September. It is a 14.7, almost 15,000 pound. It's actually in between my 260 and the 290, so it's a nice little size. So yeah, I wish this one was out before, but I guess they needed something in between. Like I said, mine's 12,000 pounds or like 12.5. This one's 14.7, and this one is 19.1. So, but there's actually quite a bit more room. They probably got them locked up because I'm here later. It was packed earlier today, but you can definitely tell there's quite a bit of a difference than this and the 260. But this would be a great size machine for me. 290 is actually the one I was kind of wanting, or wish I would have gotten out, especially like for that basement job and stuff like that. I want to say it's 65 horse, and like I said, almost 20,000 pounds, which is still a good size machine. Yeah, 69 horse. But this one I'd be really interested in running and trying it because it's got a new touchscreen dash, and the interior's a little bit different. A little taller window on it. It looks like a really nice machine. You can get it with the angle blade. I think he said this one was 58 horse. And it's got the longer stick on it as well. So yeah, I'm hoping to try to get to demo one of these later this year when they come out. Well, here's the inside of the TB370. I didn't get this the other day because I said it was locked up, but they got a new, I don't have my key on me, but they got a new, it's all touchscreen monitor. And here's your throttle, but you can actually control the HVAC controls, the radio. Everything can be done by this screen. So yeah, I wish I had my key still with me. But like I said, this is kind of in between the 260 and the 290. So I mean, the cab's kind of redesigned. The pedals are a little different. It does have a lot more leg room, it seems like, but still got the speakers. They've redone the windows. It's a little longer or larger. The windshield itself is actually bigger. But other than that, it's pretty close to the same. It's got the angle blade option. This one doesn't have the angle blade, but we'll go over here in a minute and check out the 257. Kind of getting there, but yeah, they've redesigned this one a little bit, and I want to say the 257 may have a similar interior in it as well, but just kind of subtle changes from the 260. I was just going to jump on here too and kind of go over, I don't know, some of the details I guess that I missed. I wasn't like super happy, I guess, with how some of this footage came out here, but this stuff was also filmed over 2 or 3 days, I believe. The first day I was there, I met everybody, and Lee Pageant was doing his demonstration on the new 220E, but as you could tell, the booth was like packed. So I tried to do a little bit of filming then. I ended up just kind of scrapping all that and cutting it out, and then I came back I want to say it was later that same evening. It was like 6 o'clock, but everybody was gone. So all the machines were locked up. So nobody was there, but I didn't get to get inside and really look at anything, and I didn't bring my key. So I think then I came back another day and was able to kind of do inside the cab stuff, but at the same time, there was something up with my SD card reading on my phone, so I didn't really see the clips that I had filmed from the previous day. So I kind of felt like I repeated myself a lot in this video on different things, and I really didn't hit a lot of the highlights on some of these machines. And actually, Clay Eubanks, which is the president of Takeuchi North America, I was fortunate enough to meet and visit with him for a little while. And I kind of just got on YouTube earlier, and he actually has a pretty good video. It was about 2 or 3 minutes long, explaining all the features and kind of the new things of the TB370. So I think what I'll do is just put a link to his video in the description. And that way, if you guys want to jump over there and watch that, I'm going to kind of hit some of the highlights here from what we talked about. Like I said, the first day, my regional sales rep is named Sam. We talked about a lot of this stuff, but then some of it, like I said, it was the next day or later that day that I came back. It was locked. I didn't remember all of it, so it was a little hectic. The shows are neat, but it's a lot harder to film at them than what I thought it was going to be. You know, either there's too many people in the booth, or you got people coming up to you, or just kind of whatever. TB370, it's coming out in September. It's their 7-ton machine, so it's right in between the 260 and the 290. It's actually got a 57 horse Kubota engine in it, where my 260's got it's like a 49 horse Yanmar. So I don't know if they've just switched them all over to Kubotas or just that specific one. Let's see what else. There's 4 auxiliary hydraulics that are on the stick of the machine now, so you can run a quick attach, tilt bucket, the thumb, and I don't know, maybe a cutter, I guess, or whatever. I don't really. You just got a lot more options instead of 2. Now you got 4 of them on there. Blade, you can get an optional angle blade or just the standard blade. They've also got a new feature where it's actually on the back of the bucket where it hooks into the curl and the dump cylinder. There's a hydraulic. I may not get this right. Like I said, it's in that Clay's video, but it's a hydraulic controlled piece, and you can actually change the position kind of where that back pin hooks into that coupler. So then you can it's kind of a more digging power, or you can put it in the next hole down, and it's actually able to help curl the bucket more and loading trucks easier. So it used to be, I think it was the same thing on some of my old buckets. It had 2 sets of holes in that back pin, so you'd have to move the pin to the further back one, and that would help actually curl the bucket up more where you had fuller buckets to load trucks. Now they've actually moved that, and it's up kind of like I said on the bottom of the curl and the dump cylinder, but you can hit a button inside the cab, and it will actually position that to the next hole instead of having to get out and move it on the bucket. So that was pretty cool. They've changed the interior a lot on this. Overall, the machine's bigger, so of course the cab's going to be bigger. It's got a bigger front glass or window, more room, like foot room and stuff for the pedals. The big thing they've changed is it's got an 8-inch touchscreen monitor in it now, and you can control basically everything. It's almost kind of like a car now. Everything's touchscreen, so you can do the HVAC radio controls. I think it's got Bluetooth in it, so you can answer phone calls, and you can also, that's where you adjust the hydraulic flow to all the attachments in the auxiliaries, and you can actually hit the button for the hydraulics to reposition that pin for either loading trucks or digging. So that's really changed things. Like I said, they're kind of getting a little more fancier like all the cars. Yeah, those are just some of the features that I kind of left out of the video just because we talked about them and then I forgot about them. So hopefully that kind of clears a little bit of that up. And like I said, check out Clay's video. He kind of goes in a little more in depth on some of that stuff and knows a little bit more about it. So yeah, that was all I could think of that I maybe didn't cover on this machine. So we'll let you get back to the video. But this is the one that replaced the 153 that I used to have. It's got the offset boom and it's almost a 13,000 pound machine. It's just a redesign or newer with the new interior, but it does the offset boom where that whole thing kind of swings and pivots, so you can fit in some pretty tight areas with it. They quit making the 153, so whenever I traded mine in, that's why I got the 260. It's in the 260 class, but it's a zero tail swing machine. But my 153 was actually really handy in a lot of tight areas, so just because you can dig, put the boom back here. Oh yeah, we got digging okay, Miss Elite over there doing a little video editing. But you can basically dig and everything is inside the track. So I did a lot of work in between houses, trying to dig out like a retaining wall. You can scoop it up, curl the boom back, swing around without hitting the house, and yeah, keep kind of digging that out. I think you can get an angle blade on this one too, if I'm not sure. But everything, and it's, I mean, it's a little bit smaller, like I said, cab, because it's all, it keeps it inside the tracks. So yeah, this was the unveiling for it. I want to say it may be September as well on this one. They may have already started putting these into production. Okay, yeah, the interior in this one's similar to what's in my 260 with the screen. The HVAC's a little bit different. Like I said, since it is zero tail swing, it's kind of a little more compact in here. It looks like you can get the angle blade option in there. The cab does feel a little bit bigger than the old style 153, because before it was real awkward to put your feet up there and run the tracks. But I think the overall size of the cab is slightly larger, and then they got the twist dial throttle, HVAC radio, all your buttons over here. And like I said, I kind of went over that some earlier, but to have the boom, you just flip that up, and then if you want to go all the way over, you hit that one direction, and yeah, right here you'd put this in the different 1, 2, and 3 for the larger buckets, because you get the larger bucket on and it won't allow the boom to go back all the way. It'll stop a little bit short. So when you want, like, 1 is what it's got to be to go all the way back, and 3 will have it over to the side, but it just won't let the bucket go back, as it'll actually hit the cab on there. And I think on mine before, this is altogether different. It like resets itself. So when you first turn it on, you got to hit which bucket it is. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 is 24 or less on 1. More than 24 and less than 31, and then the level 3 is over 31 inches wide. But yeah, I was glad to see them bring this one back. So it's crazy because it looks pretty much identical to my 153, just kind of the new body style basically. This is a 257 FR. Like I said, this replaced the 153 like that I used to have. The biggest reason they kind of stopped making these machines was they had a hard time trying to make them Tier 4 compliant, being a zero tail swing machine. There just wasn't a lot of room for the DPF filter. Like I said, it doesn't have def because it's still like, I didn't even look and see, 45 or 50 horse. But just trying to reconfigure everything to keep it in that size and make it Tier 4 compliant, they had to kind of go back to the drawing board on some of that. So that's kind of some of the reason where the vents are at right behind the seat and the HVAC. The cab is maybe a touch bigger than the 153, but it's not a whole lot. So trying to kind of redesign all that machine to kind of fit or compress everything in there as that DPF filter takes up a lot more room than just kind of the standard muffler. So yeah, other than that, like I said, the interior is pretty similar. Like, it's got the same screen as the 260, some of the buttons. You can get the angle blade option. I was excited to see them bringing that back, because that's a feature that Takeuchi is the only one that makes that kind of design, and a lot of people are a little bit leery of it. They don't know how strong it is, but it'll actually lift more than what my 260 will, because it's got that crane mode option. And the biggest thing with it is leverage. Anytime you can get that boom cylinder, either straight up and down or just a hair back, you have a lot more lifting capability than what you do if it's leaning forward, kind of like in the 260 design. So yeah, you can get it lifted up with that 257. You can pick a manhole up and some stuff pretty easy with it. So it's a really neat and unique machine. So I was glad to see them bring that back. I want to say this is the first or second year for the TB 250-2. This is pretty close to my 260. I don't really know. Okay, it's 1,000 pounds lighter and 10 horsepower or less. But I think overall it's pretty close to being the same size. And it just does the offset boom. But like I said, I don't really see a whole lot of difference in the size of this one. And then I got the 240, which I want to say is their 8,000 pound class. Yeah, 9,000 maybe. I don't know if it's still considered. I don't know how that works. It's 8,900, but I'd call it 9. And I think they even make those with the enclosed cab as well. And then they got the little 216. That's a 4,000 pound machine. And 15 horsepower. And I think this is actually the first show or the first year for the TB 220. It's the all electric excavator. So yeah, 4,200 pounds, 11.5 horse. I say it will run 8 hours on a charged battery, and it takes 8 hours to charge it. So Lee had his little demonstration on this earlier. It's pretty neat. I didn't get a chance to get up here and look, but yeah, that's the charging port right there. We can plug it in. So. But it'd definitely be good for like indoor stuff where you can't run anything. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be back here tomorrow. But this is kind of the Takeuchi booth here.
A dig depth of 7 feet 10 inches and a bucket breakout force of 3,080 pounds. It is a very versatile and capable machine that excels at a wide range of applications that require or prefer zero emission or low noise operation. The retractable undercarriage enhances the versatility of the TB220E by allowing it to work on job sites with limited access. The TB220E features a 2-pump load sensing hydraulic system, delivers up to 9 gallons per minute of auxiliary hydraulic flow, making this an outstanding platform for use with a wide range of auxiliary hydraulic attachments. As you can see, the TB220 is much quieter than its diesel equivalent, operates at zero emissions, making this the perfect machine for your indoor applications such as food services, schools, and hospitals. On a full charge, the TB220E can operate for a full day under normal working conditions. 2 charging options are available on the TB220E, offering the operator greater versatility on the job site. Options include a 220-volt onboard charger, as well as an off-board 480 3-phase rapid charger that greatly reduces charging time. Takeuchi prides itself on a long line of product innovation and industry first. The TB220E continues to drive that tradition home for us as we bring you the latest in zero emissions operation. For more information on the TB220E, please see one of our product specialists in the booth today.
I just want to jump on here real quick and just give out a big thank you to Takeuchi and everybody there at the booth for kind of letting me come in here and talk to them and check out all the new machines and film whatever I wanted to, crawl up in them and just kind of check them out. It's always exciting to see kind of the latest and greatest stuff that these companies have coming out. I'm also not sponsored by Takeuchi. I just really like their machines and I enjoy sharing them with you guys. So that's kind of the whole deal with this video. It's not like they asked me to do this or anything like that. I just, these are the machines that I have. I enjoy running and I really like them. I've had great luck with them. So yeah, it's nothing that Takeuchi's asked me to do or paying me to do or anything like that. It's just the equipment that I enjoy and want to run every day. So once again, Big thank you to everyone in the booth, Sam, Clay, and Shay. I really enjoyed our time visiting, and yeah, just kind of look forward to seeing those new machines come out this fall.